It kind of depends, like, where you want to take this topic at. Like, if you're talking about, let's say one of these players got traded and we didn't get a lot in return, I think probably the biggest impact player on this list would be Killian Hayes, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because Killian Hayes' defense and passing would be very hard to replace.
And the reason I don't have Killian higher is because we already have Jaden Ivey and Cade, where it's like, okay, we got 3 point guards. You know what I'm saying? Great problem to have, but it kind of diminishes, Killian Hayes going forward because, there's a very real possibility where Troy Weaver's like, man, now that his value's high, we're just going to ship him out. I'm not saying that's what he'll do, but that is a very real possibility. And then with Saddiq Bey, it's just, he's just too inconsistent right now. And if he's not hitting shots, I don't know what else he brings to the table at that high of a level yet. That's it. So I would probably – how would you rank them, though, going forward as most important? Because I would have Stewart, Killian, Saddiq Bey. What about you?
I would probably have Stewart, Killian, Saddiq Bey. I think players like Saddiq Bey are easy to find in the draft.
Yeah.
Or in free agency. You look at Lou Dort. He was in the G League. Like there's tons of 3-and-D wings. Most of them just don't hit threes. But you know what I mean? Like they play in a 3-and-D role, but they usually don't hit threes because the ones that do get paid a lot.
Yep.
I think Killian is very important, and I think his skill set would be very hard to replace. Of having a guy that can defend. I've seen him guard freaking centers.
Yeah.
Like he can guard 1 through 5. And he can pass. I think he's one of the best passers in the NBA. His passing's phenomenal. His offense is starting to click. So I would put him in number 2. Or I would put Isaiah 1, Killian 2, and then Saddiq 3. Just because, there's something there with Isaiah Stewart that, like, if he can kind of develop, an all-around game at the power forward position, then Pistons might have something there.
Do you see his career being closer to PJ Tucker's or Al Horford's? I think those are two. He's kind of in that category of player where he's not like overly athletic, but he gets by hard work and skill. And I think Al Horford and PJ Tucker kind of done the. I mean, they're both. Every NBA player is a great athlete. Don't get me wrong, but there are levels to it. And I'm just, you know what I mean.
Yeah, not this year, PJ Tucker, because he's gone like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, he's trash.
I've always looked at him as like a Paul Millsap type player. Like you said, Al Horford. Al Horford to me is just so unique because his ability to pass, his ability to shoot threes, play defense, protect the rim. I don't think Stewart's there, but I think Paul Millsap to me is more of a obtainable like player he could be. And Paul Millsap was a hell of a player when he was in Atlanta. Like, I think a lot of people forget that. Like he had a nice mid-range game. He could hit the occasional 3. He could grab some boards, hustle his ass off. Never seen him really like lose his cool. So I think that's the type of player Stewart could be if his 3-point shot in his mid-range game continued to develop.
Yeah, I guess I probably should have put that. I was thinking Paul Millsap, and I should have put his name in there because I do like that comparison. I will say the only difference is that I think Paul Millsap was just a more explosive of an athlete than Isaiah Stewart. But I do love that comparison. I think that's a solid comp as well.